Hi everyone, I hope you are having a good 3-day weekend. I wanted to redo this video for you because I want to give you a little more detail about this project. And this is project number 1 in English 11B. I've added a little more detail, so this is really a good roadmap for you. So if you follow this doc, you won't miss any part of this project. Okay, so let's get started. In Unit 2, Lesson 8, you're first introduced to what a fictional narrative is. Okay, and in this lesson, you get a choice. You get a choice between 2 prompts. Okay, so your first step, you'll notice this doc, and this is in it's in Pages too, so you can access this from the modules and from the Pages tab. And just so we're clear, when you're home in our course, this is the Pages tab I'm referring to, okay? And when you click on Pages, wait for that to load. It's going to show you right here, Project 1 Overview, okay? So there's 4 parts to this project. The first part, you need to choose a prompt. Okay, it gives you a choice between 2 different prompts. Whoops, computer's going a little wonky. Okay, you're either going to write about landing in a strange planet, or you're a fictional famous person who's been asked to write about your life. So my suggestion to you, definitely use your imagination. Okay, choose the prompt that's most interesting to you. And if you are a writer by hobby and you've already started your own fictional narrative and you would like to continue that for this assignment, please shoot me an email because that's always a possibility. Okay, your second step is to brainstorm, and this is like part 2 of part 1, okay? So you want to get your thoughts down on paper. If whichever prompt you're choosing, you want to get your ideas down before you actually start writing this or plotting, using a diagram to plot the events of your story. Okay, this is just a suggestion. This is a great graphic organizer to get your thoughts down. You don't have to use it, but something like that can help you keep your thoughts organized. Okay, part 2, what do you need to do? You actually need to map out your fictional narrative using a plot diagram. Okay, there is a template in the Pages tab for this course, and this is all listed right here. Okay, you don't have to remember what I'm saying. It's all on the doc. Okay, so remember, when you open this up, if you hit File, Make a Copy, this will store in your Google Drive for you. Again, it's not a requirement to use a plot diagram, but it is certainly an organizer that can really help keep your thoughts clear. So let's go there again. So right here, you'll see graphic organizer for project number 1. And the difference between this link and most links that I post is this one won't open up a new tab. Instead, it opens up the document down below, so you can save this right to your desktop. Okay, and there's no way to add your own information to this unless you save it as a PDF through Adobe and you want to type it in. But this is a visual for you to make sure you understand the main parts of a plot. Right? You need to have your exposition right here, your hook, get the reader's attention. That's who are your characters, what's your problem, where's it happening? Okay? And then you have your rising actions, things that make the problem worse. Your middle is your climax, the most intense part, or where the problem is at its absolute worst. And as the problem starts getting solved but not solved yet, that's right here. That's your falling actions, and then the end is your resolution, the problem solved, or there's a cliffhanger and a new problem begins. Okay, so really this mountain, if it ends in a cliffhanger, starts all over again. And if you're the person who likes that in stories that you read, then maybe I suggest including a cliffhanger for yours. Okay, but I want you to really see this suggestion. Okay, for this project, you can either turn in a completed plot diagram or write your story. You have the choice here. Both options are worth the same amount of credit. I would just caution you, if you do choose, whichever option. If you choose to turn in the completed plot diagram, make sure it has all the detail it needs. If you choose to write the story, please use your grammar spell check and make sure you're turning in a clean copy. Okay, so that's part 2, actually getting started. Part 3 is revising your work. You want to look at your diagram or your story, and you want to see, okay, does this make sense? Is there a problem? Is the problem identified? Is the problem getting solved? Have you included sensory details? Do you have the 5 elements to a plot? And that's, again, I wrote these here for your help, exposition. Who are the characters? What's the problem? Where's it happening? Rising actions, the problem gets worse. Climax, the problem's at its very worst, the most intense part of the story. Falling actions, the problem's starting to get solved, but not quite yet. And resolution, the problem is solved. Okay, a great example of a falling action most students can identify with is in a romantic comedy, right? The climax is where the couple breaks up or one is leaving the city. And an example of the falling actions is one of the individuals involved realizes that he or she loves the other person and they're trying to find them in the city or country or wherever the setting is before they leave or before their chance to be with that person is ruined forever. Okay, before the couple's reunited, those are the falling actions. The problem's starting to get solved, but not quite yet. All right, last but certainly not least, part 4, and that is actually turning in your work. Okay, you're submitting your work. If you chose to do a plot diagram instead of writing the story, I don't know about you, but that is something I would do on paper. It would be okay if you took a picture of that and uploaded that. If you wrote your story, Google Docs is a phenomenal resource for you because it does a lot of the editing for you and gives you suggestions if you write something that doesn't make sense. So that's a great tool. Okay. So again, one last time, because I want to try to make this a shorter video. If you go to Pages, and I've also put this in through the modules, but if you go to Pages, here's all of your course supports right here. Okay, Graphic Organizer, Project 1 Overview, just a little video on mapping the plot of your story, and it's like literally just going over the elements of a plot diagram again. I hope this was helpful. I would love it if you had a moment. Shoot me an email, let me know, or excuse me, a Google Hangout message. Let me know what was helpful. And if there was something that you needed me to cover that I didn't, that would also be really helpful to me. Have a great day. I look forward to reading your amazing work.